Hi, I'm Christopher Brooks, and I'm on a mission to bring love, light, inspiration, and truth to youth in foster care across the country who are feeling lonely, isolated, rejected, and misunderstood. I know these feelings intimately and deeply because I was once one of these youth. At the age of 4, I was taken away from my mother and placed into foster care. By the time I reached 19 years old, I had been shuffled through over 40 different foster homes, group homes, and institutions. And every time I would go into one of these new homes, I was expected to feel and behave like none of this happened. Like I wasn't feeling lonely, like I wasn't feeling rejected, and like I wasn't hurting deep down inside. And when I was unable to do this, many of these homes took it personal and kicked me out, time and time again. And this constant feeling of loneliness, rejection, and unworthiness had lasting impacts on my life. Even as an adult, it was hard for me to love myself, it was hard for me to form relationships, and many, many other things that I'm still recovering from and healing to this day. And the same is true for many of the 500,000 children that are in foster care across the nation. As an adult, I've mentored hundreds of foster youth and helping them to understand why foster care happens and what they can learn from it. And teaching them that they are not broke, but that they come from a broken system. And as a member of the National Foster Youth Advisory Council, I worked tirelessly to help inform, educate, and transform the foster care system.
You know better than Chris Brooks what it's like to feel no sense of home. From the age of 5, he lived in more than 30 foster homes.
Going through 30 different foster homes also means that you go through 30 different schools, you go to 30 different doctors, you go through 30 different neighborhoods, 30 different friends.
He aged out of the system when he turned 19, and it hasn't always been easy since then.
He found the inner strength to rise above it all.
Brooks finally got his GED when he was 21.
He's attending college now and also works at the Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth.
He's been there and back, and now uses that experience to help others survive what almost took him under. Chris runs Mentor Match, doing for other foster kids the very thing that saved him, providing encouragement.
I'm going to try as hard as possible to make sure that as many youth as possible don't go through the same experiences that I went through.
This may not be a conventional classroom.
First, let's start with the legislative branch.
And Chris Brooks would be the first to admit he's no typical teacher.
Name some stuff, and I'm going to tell you how laws affect it.
But where others fail, Chris succeeds at engaging at-risk kids.
Voting is like being a citizen of the country.
Maybe it's the subject.
Almost everything is affected by law.
Maybe it's Chris's enthusiasm.
Okay, you stumped me. That's a good job. All right, keep on going.
He's testified before the state legislature and currently serves on the Citizens Advisory Council, helping to reform the system.
Who's going to take care of the community later on? These kids are our community.
Because I was in foster care now, I can make changes. People are listening. People are moved.
Moved in the same way his students can't take their eyes off their teacher.
You're going to come to one of these branches, and you're going to say,
On some level, they seem to look for themselves in him.
I recently published a book about my experience growing up in foster care, titled My Life with 40 Parents, Intimate Reflections of a Foster Child. And starting on July 4th, I'll be traveling around the country, visiting 40 cities in 90 days, to connect with those foster youth who are having a really hard time in life right now. Those who are feeling misunderstood, rejected, lonely, scared and afraid just like I felt. And to give copies of the book to parents, caseworkers, CASAs, policymakers, etc. To help them better understand why these youth feel, think, and behave the way they do, in hopes that they gain a deeper understanding and appreciation of how to serve, care for, and advocate for these youth. If you choose to donate even $1 to this cause, you will have helped at least one foster child understand why foster care happens and what they can learn from it. And that'll help them to heal in more ways than you can even begin to understand. Because there's purpose and value and meaning in everything. And if these youth continue to focus on the pain, then they will continue to suffer. But if someone will help them to focus on the lessons, help them to understand why foster care happens and what they can learn from it, then they will continue to grow and they will continue to heal. As hard as foster care was on me, it taught me some extremely valuable skills. It taught me how to be adaptable, it taught me how to be resilient, it taught me how to be resourceful, and it taught me about my own intuition. And these skills, or superpowers as I like to call them, will greatly benefit me for the rest of my life, just like it has for many foster care alumni that I've connected with over the years. Whatever you choose to donate today, I thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching this today and having a desire to understand what it's like to be a foster child. And even if you're unable to donate today, I hope you learned something. And please help me spread the word by sharing this video and downloading a free ebook at 40parents.com/free. Thank you.